The lesson in Chapter 11 is going to be divided into two parts. The first part is to draw the collar and the base plate. Each drawing will start with your template, and even though you are doing two drawings, this is a very short lesson. Open up your template. Okay. Go to Model Space. I'm in Model Space. Do a Save As, and name your drawing your three initials, collar. To begin the collar, you will need to be on the center line layer. And you will draw a vertical and a horizontal center line. Let's make sure they're straight. I'm going to turn snap off right here. You have to have a center point to begin these circles. Then you'll move to the object layer. Okay, you have the diameter of the smallest circle. This is where I want to caution you to be sure and use the diameter circle. I've done the exercise using the radius circle, and I had to scale the circles down because they were twice the size they should be. The diameter for this circle is 1.5. The next two diameters come from the side view. One of them is 2.5. Oops. And the one on the back side, or the right side, is 2. Okay, I may have to shorten this center line a bit, I don't know. Begin the side view with a vertical line and offset it according to the dimension on the bottom of the part, 1.25. You also need to offset from the right a 1/4 inch over to the left. There. Now you're going to start bringing the horizontal lines over from the front view using Object Snap Tracking. Line. Hover until you get that green plus. Track over. Pick this edge and enter. Let me move this just a little bit closer. Whoops. There. Now I can zoom in. All right. And then if I enter twice, I'm back in the line command. I can track from the next circle. It gives me this part on the back. So now it looks like it's ready for some trims. Trim, press enter so everything's at cutting edge. Trim the top and bottom lines that extend with a green window. Trim this section out too. Whoops. From the center hole, track to get the hole that goes all the way through the part. And then change to the center layer. Track from this end point, click here and here to have a center line for the side view of the part. You don't have to finish the front view. We're going to take parts of each of these drawings and put them into an assembly, so the only part you have to finish is the side view of this part, which is going to end up becoming a section view before we're finished. Another thing you do not have to do is to put dimensions on the drawings. The dimensions are only there for your information, so you draw the part the correct size. And you don't have to bring a viewport into layout. When we copy and paste this into our assembly, we're going to copy it from right here in model space. So what you need to do now is some chamfers. Chamfer is found right here, nested with the fillet command. When you select chamfer, you have to come down to the command prompt and select distance. You have a note in the lower left corner of the collar drawing that says the chamfers are 45 degrees by 1/16 inch. You can type 1/16 and enter for the first distance. Then you're being asked for the second distance. The first distance would be from here up to here. The second distance would be from here over to here. You can just press enter for the second distance and that'll make it the same as the first distance. And since you'll be doing several chamfers, come down here and select multiple. Click here and then here. And pan. Yes, it's going to trim the rest of that line away. So you can end the chamfer command. Select the line when you're not in a command. So the grips show up. Click on this grip. Pull the line down. Escape gets rid of grips. Hey. There. So I have to go into chamfer again. It's right here. It keeps the same values, so I can just click here and here. Trims part of the line away, so click on it, use the grip to bring it back up. Make sure you're on the object layer. And now you can draw the line from this corner to this corner. The last thing you do is add hatching lines, so it will be a true section view. Change to your section layer. Here we go. Select your hatch command, then select pick points. Pick a point in the center of this area. Shucks, I missed a couple of multiple. I did need multiple. I have chamfers back here. Okay. Hatch, pick points, pick a point in the middle of this area and a point in the middle of this area, and then close the hatch dialog box. Okay, the collar's ready for the final save. Like I said, all you have to do is finish this section view right here. The front view doesn't have to be finished. Do a final save. Close the collar drawing with this X right here. Why won't it close? There we go. Open the template once more. And save as. Save it, your 3 initials, base plate. Save. Okay. Usually I start drawings by drawing center lines, but this one I'm going to start by drawing that rectangle at the top. Object layer. The side has a dimension of 3, the overall length is 7. Come back down 3, and undo. Come back straight down 3, and close it. And enter. Okay. Changing to the center layer and selecting the line command, shift and right click to get the midpoint. Select the midpoint of the top and the midpoint of the bottom. Enter. Same thing for the horizontal line. Line, shift and right click, midpoint, and there's your center line. Now you have a center line you can offset in each direction. And you'll have center points for all your circles. Offset. The distance is 1 3/4, so type 1.75. And enter and pick this center line and click to the right and pick this line again and click to the left. Change back to the object layer. Make sure you have selected the diameter circle. Here's the center point for the big circle. It has a diameter of 1 3/4, so type 1.75 and enter. The small circles have a note that says 2 times the diameter, 3/8, and some information about the thread size. All you're concerned with is the diameter. So select the diameter circle, select this intersection as the center, and type 3/8 and enter. And do the same thing on this side. That's about all you're going to do on the top view. Start the front view, this is the view we want to finish, by tracking down from the corner of the top. You have a dimension on the side of the front view, so you know to draw this line 1.5 and enter. Straight down 1.5 and enter. I don't know how long this line will be, so I'll just draw it to here and end. You have a dimension down on this leg in the front view that says 1/2 inch typical. It means this entire part down, over, and down is a 1/2 inch thick all the way through. So you can grab the line command and you can click right here and type 0.5, come across, and then come down. Well, I know the left side is 1.5 inches, and I know the part is a 1/2 inch thick, so I'll move the line down 1 inch. Type 1 and enter. Then draw in this direction. Move up and track down from the corner view so you know how long to make it. I don't know how long this segment is, so I'll stop right here. I'm assuming it's 1.5 inches, but what you'll need to do here is start the side view. So track from here to here and draw the line down 2.5 inches. You have a dimension for that side. And you also have a dimension for how far to draw the line across. It's right up here on the top view, right here, from this corner to this corner, 3 inches. So type 3 and enter. Up 2.5 and close that. That gives you some information. You can select line. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. You can select line. I think maybe I should have a line right here. Okay. You can select line and track over from the bottom of the side view. Track over from the bottom of the side view. Track for me, please. Track. Okay. Click here. Hold this way. Type a 1/2 inch. And up this way. Okay. What is my fillet command set at? First, I need to set a radius at 0. Good. All right. Enter. Yours is probably at 0 because that's the default. Make a fillet here and a fillet here. Okay. Then while I'm thinking of it, select fillet and set the radius according to the note at the bottom of the drawing. Radius 1/8 and enter. And multiple. And click here and here. And here and here. I usually forget those. You have a lot of hidden lines for the holes that go through this front view. And they're going to come from either side of the circles on the top view. Go to the hidden layer. Later on, they're going to have you change these lines to object lines. Oops, track. Please track. When you bring this part into the assembly, but for now, we'll just follow the instructions in the text. Oops, just select line and the intersection where the line goes through that side of the circle and start tracking. I'm getting a million tracking lines. Oops, I clicked. Let's try this again. Line. Line command, you just hang out for a second, track down and click here and here. And entering twice puts you back in the line command. When you're tracking, you're going to want to have object snaps on and object snap tracking. And you'll also want to have polar. Object snap is what makes the little green OSNAP symbol show up. Object snap tracking lets you track. And then polar is what makes the little green X show up on the other side at the other endpoint. Change to the center layer and track down from the end line command, track down from the end point of this center line and pick a point just above the object and a point just below the object. Just make sure the line's going straight. If the green dashed line was showing when you pick the second point, then your line is going straight. There are holes with hidden lines here on the front view, which means you have to draw a little bit more here and here. You have to draw a little bit more over on this side view. You're not going to complete the top view, and you're not going to do anything else on the top view, and you're only going to do what you have to do on the side view, because the front view right here is the only one that will be used in the assembly drawing. You need a few center lines. You need one that is a 1/2 inch from this corner. So track down 0.5 and draw the line to about here. That'll be fine. You also need a center line that starts 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. Track over 0.75 and draw a line up. And track from this corner. Whoops, I clicked. Can't do that. Track 0.5 and over. Okay. Change to the object layer and draw some circles. One of the circles has a lettered note that says 4 times diameter of a 1/2 inch. So using the diameter circle, click here for the center, type 0.5 and enter. Also draw a circle where these two center lines cross. Same diameter. Now you have some circles you can track over from. Change to the hidden layer. Line command. Hover at the top of this circle and track all the way over to here. Enter twice, and the bottom of this circle. Enter twice to be back in the line command. And let's track over from this circle. And a couple center lines. Center layer, line command, hover at this point, track to a point, click a little bit before the object and a little bit after the object. And tracking from this one, a little before, click a little before, a little after, and enter. That's it. You are not going to finish the top view or the side view. You just need to have everything on this front view for the assembly. Do not add any dimensions, and you don't need to put a viewport in layout. It's ready for a final save. Hang on to these two drawings. There's not a drop box for them. When we complete the assembly, we're just going to take the parts we need from these drawings and copy and paste them into the assembly. You also do not have to draw the cap screw that's shown on page 11-4. You're going to pull that drawing from a location online. Do a final save on the base plate, and you are finished.